in your new spot.
I am in a new spot. I am.
Successfully moved.
Yes, keys returned yesterday on the other house. So it's officially out of our hands. So
Good for
yeah,
you.
it's exciting. So still figuring out my new space, but still showing up.
Yep. That's messy action. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
So we had some shifts happen during your move, during my Saturday of laying in bed and six dogs telling me it was time to get up, and I was starting to feel that panic of oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We're opening up Mastery Circle next week. We're trying to do these power hour clubs. What are we doing again?
Someone might say we are slow learners.
But it made me start thinking, and I looked it up this morning because I when I was a money coach, I mean, we got a lot of money drama and all that, but I remembered seeing that it wasn't until 1974 that women were able to go open a bank account without their father, their husband, their brother, some male in their family. And I was like, well, no wonder we're so conditioned to grind and work hard and prove our worth. And because I was brought up in a home that if you're going to enter a man's world, you've got to work harder than they do.
Right. Yeah, that was we have to prove that we're just as good as a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the other piece is because over and over and over again, we're trying to do it all. We're trying to show, like, do it faster, better, whatever story is in your head. Unraveling that takes a lot of awareness and
Yeah.
attention and
Mhm.
practice. I mean, we've we've found ourselves in a similar position multiple times under the best intentions
Mhm.
of even showing up differently, but thinking that, oh, we can get it all done.
It's
And we haven't
easy.
we haven't even defined what all is,
I
right?
know. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, like, when we looked at the calendar, I think I was highly optimistic, and you were like, okay, if you think so, I'm here to support you. When I thought, oh yeah, I can get a house ready to move in, I can move out of a house, and open up a workshop and the mastery circle all in like the same compressed time frame.
Mhm.
And the pressure that, like,
Mhm.
I personally felt,
Mhm.
because I want to be a good partner to you, and
Mhm.
I want my our clients, our participants, to have a good experience, whether it's in the workshop or when they enroll and start joining. I don't want them to have that hurried, distracted us.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so trying to juggle all those balls, of course you're going to feel overwhelmed. And so,
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's huge just for allowing ourselves, because last time we didn't do this, to say, hey, maybe the world won't end and we'll start on June 2nd instead and give ourselves a little more room to get the experience set up
Yeah.
the way we want it to be.
Yeah, and the people that have joined us, yay, they're getting to experience 2 additional weeks of power hours. I mean, we're still doing it. We're just
Right.
doing it a little different. And when we looked at the calendar, it was like, well, does it make sense to do a goal clarity um meet, or our first one is always clarifying our goals, make sure we've got it, we know where we're going for the 12 weeks. It's actually 14 weeks, but we know where we're going. It's going to shift, but we got a good roadmap. We've got the foundation before we roll into the official first week. Then we have this holiday on Monday. And I'm like, does it make sense to do this and then have a break? So it was like, you know what? We get to decide. And everybody that's with us is like, yeah, sounds great. No big deal. Love it.
Right. Right. Yeah, I mean, I think we set out a calendar at the beginning of the year
Mhm.
for what it would look
Before
like
you knew
for
you
us
were moving.
before I knew I was moving, and where the dates fell versus holidays and
Mhm.
things like that. And you know looking at that plan and saying, does this make sense for where we are now? It's just like what we do during the 12
Mhm.
weeks that we're together. Yes, you set your goal at the beginning, but you're constantly asking,
Yeah.
like, does this make sense? What have I learned? What new information?
That's right. We
You,
know more now than we
yeah,
did on January, whatever day. That was actually in December that we set those dates. We know so much more now.
and it's the perfect example of life, right?
Mm.
A
Mhm.
move is a huge thing, but there's the day-to-day life stuff, like
Mhm.
yesterday needing to accompany my dad to his medical appointments,
Right.
that wasn't in the plan either.
Right.
And when you allow yourself to create some space,
Mhm.
and that's it was so nice
Mhm.
to be able to be there and be present
Mhm. And not
because
be somewhere else
or
and
needing to be like, oh, at this time I have to be,
yeah.
online for because we're
Mhm.
starting something.
Yeah.
And it's like this is why I wanted to be my own boss to begin with, right? That
Right.
like things like that yesterday was so that I could be there for my
Mhm.
parents, as they
Yeah.
age, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or your kids or other,
Yeah.
all those things.
Whatever life, be there
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
So when we decided to make the shift, how much weight did you lose by doing absolutely nothing but deciding we're shifting?
Uh, it was huge, and I know that I suggested it to you, and, a
There
lot of
was
times
resistance.
yes,
I was resistant. I was like, "Whoa, wait, we've made a promise. Wait, wait,
yes,
wait."
yes,
Mhm.
and I get that, and it was interesting even for myself, and I shared that with you, was that it wasn't out of, like, "Oh my gosh, we have to do this."
Mm-mm.
It was more out of a wait a minute, like why are we causing ourselves so much anxiety, so much overwhelm when we we get to decide
Mhm.
and we get to decide how to share it with the world, right?
Right.
So yeah, it definitely released it. It allowed me like I was feeling guilty
Mhm.
because I had it, as wanting to be a good business partner.
Mhm.
Um, I felt a little bit of shame because here we were again, like trying to rush and get things started, and like totally overwhelmed as to when am I going to do the things that need to get done in order to make this
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, so it just allowed me to let all that go
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and
now
my first reaction was, "No. We push through. That's what we do." And it wasn't until I got up and started walking around, which we talk about these 10-minute breaks. It's one of our power moves, that my mind shifted and it was like, well, wait, she's saying it's all going to line up perfect. We're still going to have time for round three. Why doesn't this make sense? And why am I being resistant to it? And so it really had me question, what core belief am I holding on to that could possibly not be true?
right.
And it was all not true, because when we reached out to our clients, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is great. 2 more weeks of power hours for us." How could we say no?
Right. Right. Again, also offering them the space
Yeah.
and the time to transition,
Hmm.
and we're staying in action,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that, and clients are staying in action. Our clients went through the workshop with us,
Yeah.
right? The current ones, new ones, so what if you haven't done it?
Yeah.
You can get stuff accomplished between now and the beginning of June. Come on in, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and we already know the concepts that we delivered at the workshop is what we're going to work on over the next 12 weeks that we're still working on. And we're a few steps ahead of our clients, and we're like, oh, I recognize that. Yes, we were there, and we are gently just offering up new possibilities
yeah,
because this grinding and hustling, it makes sense why we do it because we're women. We do it all. We keep the households running. We do this. We don't have to.
well, and it goes back to the needing to prove. I
Mhm.
mean, women, I mean, we can get into all the social, like,
Yeah, all the
conditioning,
conditioning. Yeah.
but it's like we feel like we have to prove that we're not flighty,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that we're not, oh, our feelings are like we just follow them on a whim. And it's like, well, no, our feelings are superpowers in and of themselves.
Mhm.
We need to stop ignoring them at the, because the expense, the cost of it is that you drive yourself relentlessly
Mhm.
until you cannot physically go anymore, and
Mhm.
that shows up as burnout. And whether
Or
you're
resentment, or I mean, it can show up in a lot of different ways.
well, and whether you're a guy or a gal, I think we all could stand to allow, our those whispers of our feelings or screams, depending on the time of the day and the week,
Right.
to just help us have more compassion for ourselves. You know, peop I know when I was a manager and as a mindset coach, like, often you say, "Well, what would you say to a friend?"
Yes. Yes.
And
Or your child or
or
your
your child,
spouse or
right. And we're
Mhm.
usually pushing ourselves harder than we would ever expect
Mhm.
someone else to do.
Usually, I would say 100% of the time. The
Yeah.
way we speak to ourselves, we would never speak to another human unless
Yeah.
they pissed us off, of course. But, that's another topic.
So, I mean, of course, we're learning how to listen, how
Mhm.
to change our conversations with ourselves, how to
Mhm.
show up differently, how to
Mhm.
redefine things like discipline, self discipline, and consistency, and even commitment. You
Yeah.
know, um, I know that, like, I was raised like if you committed to something, you showed up, even if like your
You're
arm is
crawling.
dangling
Yeah.
off your body, right? Like,
You're crawling across with blood and sweat and tears.
and
Yeah.
you better show up early and volunteer to help set up, like
Right. Right.
all
Right.
of
Right.
those
Right.
things. So of course, yeah. So I mean, the bottom line is that is the growth part. It
Yeah.
is the saying we want ourselves to continue to show up better than we
Mhm.
were before, and not in a performance based, achievement based way, like that you have fulfillment and satisfaction and life feels good, and you have energy at the end of the day to have a conversation with those you love instead of staring blankly at a
Yeah.
television
Or
screen.
people walking in like they're walking on eggshells, just try to, feel the temperature in the room. Which mom am I getting? Which wife am I getting? Or whatever, It's like, who's showing up today? Yeah. So
Yeah.
we are officially still open. That's the
Yes.
message that we want to give. Above Jenny is the QR code, and check it out. I mean, everything's detailed out. But I also wanted to tell you that once we, so So we have this mastery circle container. It runs 14 weeks. Once it closes, it closes. Because it becomes a very intimate space, and we don't have people coming in and out, in and out, in and out.
Mhm. And
So
that's very deliberate.
very deliberate, because you've got a momentum that builds, and you've got um, trust, and there's just a lot that happens in this community. So when the doors close, they close. There's no reopening. So we were like, so how do we serve others, during this 14-week window? And we came up with the Power Hour Club, because the Power Hours are a beloved time for our Mastery Circle clients. And we've had some community ones, which we've got one at the end of this month, and everybody has always raved about them. So it was like, we can do that. So we've got a big announcement coming up, but what we decided is easy peasy, right? We already
Right?
do this. There's nothing that we need to figure out. I can get it launched in 3 weeks, right? I mean, plenty of time. I have run into a lot of tech issues, which I'm going to figure out. And I finally reached out to you and said, Jenny, I'm not going to make it.
Well, and it's not
And
even that you're not making it. It's like, "Oh, there's more to figure out here
then
than I optimistically thought at the beginning."
And so it brought up the question, why is it that we feel compelled to set a deadline before we even know what the hell we're doing? And
Mm,
it goes back to SMART goals. I mean,
right.
so conditioned that it's got to be time bound. And it's like,
Mm,
why don't I just take a week and figure out what obstacles there's going to be before I even set a deadline?
right. Yeah, I
And
mean,
Yeah, and I'll
I
tell you, the second after I've told you this, things are now moving faster. I'm figuring things out faster. And I think it's because I removed the pressure off of myself to figure it out.
right. Well, I mean, I especially when you're talking about technology, I like it senses your urgency.
I
Like,
think
and
it
it's like and it's like, "Oh yeah, I
well,
you're
I'm going to
coming
throw
up."
every obstacle up I can.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. It's not sentient, but somehow it always knows when we're trying to get to a specific deadline because that's when the technology goes, "Oh, well, I have a news for
Yeah, it's
you."
almost like, when they do the simulations, like the NASA simulations, like, oh, throw them this, or, oh, it's like, yeah, it's just sitting there going, oh, I got a good one for you. And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so there's another great example of you have an idea
Hmm.
and so and you're like, "Oh, well, this is easy. Oh, that sounds so much like I'm gonna be a coach.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah. I'm
this
gonna hang
is
that
so
shingle and they're all gonna come.
this is so easy." And then you
Oh,
get
yeah.
into it and you're like, "Oh,
No. Yeah.
maybe there's a couple more steps involved than I had originally
Yeah.
planned." And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I mean, I think it'll be amazing once it's available, an opportunity for people to um, drop, choose a session to
Mhm.
join, kind of a drop in format, or you want to join multiple ones, a
Mhm.
discounted kind of monthly membership.
Mhm.
So give you lots of different options
Mhm.
to just really get together and get into action. And
Mhm.
sometimes, maybe you are you're got a flow, you're doing great, but you just feel you'd like a little bit more community in your life. Or
Mhm.
maybe like we have often used the power hours for the and our clients and community members the task that you've been avoiding. And
Mm.
so
Mm.
getting in that space, like, and just declaring it and getting to work. And when you want to quit, you look up and go, oh, wait a minute, I have another 30 minutes
Yeah.
left.
And I've got to check in with these people. So maybe I need to just keep on going here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of makes it a little bit harder to quit on yourself.
Yeah.
for
Hmm.
sure. So, I mean, I think it's going to be an
It's gonna be
amazing
fun. Yeah.
ad, and guess who decided to show up?
Yes. We get the best side too.
Right?
What we can announce is Mondays starting in June are always going to be complimentary. Um, we can only offer it once a day on Mondays. It's going to be 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And that's an opportunity to use that time to plan, do a brain dump, work on that task. Oh, he's precious. He's so precious. But so in June, we will be rolling that out for Mondays free. So we'd love for you guys to check it out. We'll talk more as we get closer. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun, and we did tons of research on the most popular ones. A lot of them require cameras on. We do not require cameras on. I mean, if you want them on, great. If you don't, great. A lot of them go and you have to select the times that you want to do. We're providing the structure for you. I mean, so once we release it, do your research, of course, but of course ours is better,
Well,
if I may say so myself.
yeah. Well, I mean, the host is the mostest,
That's
right?
right. And you're going to have us, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be put into groups based on an AI. I mean, we're all going to be in there together doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, we will be anchoring those sessions and always there,
Mhm.
and it'll just be a great opportunity to get shit done
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
mean, if you want to journal in the morning and need a way to anchor it, Monday mornings to get, it's free. You want to pay bills, you want to exercise, you want to read, I mean, it's anything that you're wanting to do. We'd love for you to join us.
right. Awesome.
Okay, our last topic. We're going to do this one quickly. So this month, every month we roll out a power habit. We call it the Get Shit Done Power Habits. And we're doing awesome moments this month. Your
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah. I mean, and this really came as a carryover from when we did the January workshop, and one of the exercises that we did as a group was go back over the past year and identify those awesome moments, those things that made you feel good, that were memorable, that made you feel accomplished.
Mhm,
So, and really, they ran the gamut of, business accomplishments,
mhm,
but also, times with friends or family, trips, um, new experiences,
mhm, mhm,
and so um, awesome moments are a great way to look back over any time period.
mhm,
Kind of, it's like your little highlight reel or your photo album, or for me, like my scrapbook, but also on a daily basis. And that's what we're really advocating is um, you might think about it as a different form of a gratitude practice. It's
mhm.
grounding you back to, okay, a lot of days we end and
I ain't got much
are
time. Look at all, and our brains are conditioned to look at, or wired to look at, everything we didn't get done.
yeah. And so the awesome moment says, wait a minute, I can come up with at least one thing
Mhm.
that felt good, or I felt accomplished, or
I
it
made
was
it through the day.
memorable. It can be that, or my I had a great 5-minute conversation with my daughter, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Um, you know, yesterday, for me it was the conversation after we got back from the doctor's visits, to be like, my dad was thanking me for
Oh,
taking the time, and of course this is what I want to do, and just
yeah.
being able to be there and say yes
Yeah.
to being there, so
Great reminder of why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah.
right, exactly, tying that back. And of course I thought, oh, I'll bring my laptop and I'll get work done too. It didn't happen, and that's okay. And it
Yeah.
you know and the day was not wasted at all. And
No.
I think that's what we need, those awesome moments to remind us of, that it's, those moments are often beyond the to-do list. So, last month we did done list as your power move, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And that's a great way to identify all the things you tackled in the day. But the awesome moments go beyond that.
Yeah.
It goes to the 5 minutes that you sat and snuggled with your pets.
Or your pet came on the live with us. I mean, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that I use it is it's how I close out my day. I'm very structure oriented, so I have steps. It's just how my brain works. And so I like to go over my done list so I can woohoo look at everything or look at that big thing I got done, and then go ahead and see what is priority for tomorrow. And it closes out my day to go, wow, it was an awesome day. So when I roll into my evening, I'm the version of me I want my family to see instead of, oh, that was a tough day or nothing worked and I'm in tech hell and, all this other stuff. It gives me that breath of, it was an awesome day.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so it's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's it.
Just, whether you jot it down, certainly writing things down has a way of imprinting in our brains that we're
Mhm.
doing something different. But even if you just, are taking a moment before you close your eyes to say, like, my awesome moment for today was
I'm
being
laying in this
there.
bed.
Yeah, I'm laying in, oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Oh, there were so many moments that over the past couple
Sure.
weeks have been uh,
Yeah.
competing for that awesome moment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's typical
absolutely.
for moves, though. So,
Yeah,
all right. We covered a lot today.
we did.
Mastery Circle is open. We're open for the next 2 weeks. And then we're closing those doors and supporting some amazing individuals over the next 14 weeks. But we've got Power Hour coming. And when our out video shows, there'll also be a QR code for our planner, which has our awesome moments and all kinds of fun stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the join Mastery Circle, you'll get access to bonus power hours
Mhm.
until June 2nd.
Yep.
And we haven't talked a lot about this, but I will throw in, we're doing a no risk guarantee. So
That's right.
you enroll for $0. You don't just get charged until you get an experience of
Yeah.
it.
Yes, because
So,
we strongly believe we want you there if it helps you. We're not look, we're not here just to take people. We truly want to help people. We truly do.
right.
So
And we want the, and we've been there. We've
yeah,
been there, done that, paid the money, and pretty quickly realized that this
well,
is
this is
not
not for
our
me.
space. And
Yeah,
so we want to offer that opportunity because we believe in what we do. And
yeah,
we believe that if it's right for you, we want you to stay and be all in. If it's not, we wish you the best of luck, and you can find something that's a better match for you. Um,
absolutely, absolutely. That's why I
absolutely.
love doing business with you, Jenny.
Oh, same, same. Best partner ever.
Yeah.
So,
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next week and hope to see you in the circle.
all right. Bye.